Michael, what are we doing?
Onion time.
Onion time. These are those big. Whoa! I think that could be a fair onion right there.
There's some in here that are bigger than that. I think
What?
This one right here looks bigger than that.
Okay.
This is one of those that kind of did too.
It's a Siamese onion.
Yeah, kinda.
Are they stuck together?
Yeah, but I can pull them apart. That kind of came off of one bulb, I think. I usually cut these
You want a
off.
little haircut?
Yeah, you just leave all that in there. Okay.
Oh, and it doesn't damage.
No, they'll dry out just like the rest of them do once I put them up.
Okay. Yeah, check out these onions. The onion harvest
Here's
begins.
a really good one right here. This might be the biggest one in here. Look at that big old thing.
Wow. That'd make a beautiful blooming
I
onion.
know. It's what they're
Somebody
for.
call, what is it, Roadhouse? Is it Roadhouse?
Outback.
Outback. Okay. Look at those.
A couple of pretty good ones.
Okay. So how do you know they're ready?
They're not all doing it, but once some of them start to, come over here and I'll show you. You see how these plants are still standing up? Like the top of it's pretty well standing up by itself.
Yes.
When they start to do that,
Oh, when they
and just kind of
droop.
fall over, yeah,
Okay.
then you know they're starting to get
When
ready.
your onions hang low, when they wobble to and fro. Is that a good?
I guess so.
Okay.
If you want it to be.
Look at that. All you
Once
gardeners.
Once one does it, I usually just start take all of them out.
So that's the theme. When your onions hang low. Sorry for getting that stuck in y'all's head, y'all. All right.
That one never really fully separated, so we'll just leave those together.
Okay.
Go ahead and get these. We'll leave those. Those are a red onion. They usually take a little bit longer. We'll
Yeah,
give
their
those-
stems are sticking up.
Yeah, we'll give them a couple more weeks. They'll keep getting bigger and bigger.
Okay. They're not hanging low.
No, they probably won't be as big as these. They usually don't get quite as big, but we'll get some probably that size.
How long do you think we'll eat on these onions here?
We don't have as many as we did last year because I didn't plant as many as we did last year. But last year we ate till I got them about this time, and I think it was like November or December before we finished them. We don't have as many, but they're bigger, so you won't use as many at one time. So
Ooh, I smell them.
I know. Could easily be the fall. We'll eat on them all summer for sure. Once we get them all out, I'll show you how you get them to last longer. It's called curing. It's basically just drying them out, and then they'll last a lot longer.
Okay. How does it feel to see things like this that you've accomplished?
It's nice. I mean, it's good when they make. I almost always get some, but some years are just better than others for certain things.
So this is about the time of year that these do best and harvest best. Is that give us some deets on the people that don't know about the onions?
Okay. Onions are one of those things, and I've talked about this on some other videos, where it's really key to pick the right variety for the area that you live in.
Right.
Onions bulbing is determined by day length, like number of hours of the day. And it seems counterintuitive, but the further north you go on the planet, the longer the day is, from the equator up anyway, and it's the reverse on the other side. In the south, we grow what's called a short day onion. It's just there are different varieties of short day onions, and they'll bulb with less hours of daylight. These are a short day variety.
Okay.
If I tried to do the long day variety, we probably wouldn't get anything. And here, I grow my onions through the wintertime because it's a little bit too hot in the summer and they just want to flower. They don't really want to make good bulbs. Some places you can plant them later, like they would plant them probably like February, March, and grow them, and they get theirs at the end of the summer. Here we get them before the summer ever really starts because they've grown all winter.
Cool.
It's a little bit more complicated than some crops because there's certain things like corn. Pretty much any kind of corn will grow anywhere that's warm enough for corn to grow. But onions are one of those that you have to be selective about what you do if you really want to be able to get some, especially for them to get big like this. Look at that one. That's like 4 onions out of one.
Wow.
Okay, and they're breaking off by themselves, but that's good.
That means
one
they're
was-
really ready.
That one was going to split again. So we'll eat these smaller ones first, especially the ones that divided, because that tends to, they won't last.
Is there such a thing as leaving them in too long?
Yeah, eventually this would fall over, the top would just dry out, and that bottom would get real fibrous. and they wouldn't be very good to eat. But these are definitely prime because when I'm pulling them out, you can see there's like juice comes out of them. That's what that smell is that you smell. Okay, that's our tiniest one right there. It's just because it's divided. Okay. All the rest of them are, you know, handful size. That's pretty good.
Wow. Look at you providing for the family.
And this will be a full wagon full here.
What do you call a bunch of onions? A bushel?
I think it's just a bunch.
A bunch. He is going to show us how to cure, he says, or I guess extend the life of your onion.
Yeah, it's how you get them to last like months.
Cool.
The biggest, when they say cure, really all you're doing is drying them out, getting the outside of it really dry so they won't rot.
Okay.
The trick to it is, and there's different ways you can do this. Some people will like pull them out like this and just lay them out on their grass or something in the sun. And as long as it's not raining and they stay really dry, they'll start to cure that way. But I like to speed it up a little bit. So I'll pick them and then I'll cut the top of it off. You can leave a little bit of a stem on there, and then I'll trim these roots off. And we're not going to waste any of this. We'll end up composting all that top to put back in the beds. And then you just set them to the side. And once I get all these done, we'll do the next step, which is super simple. It's really easy to do. You just have to kind of have a good spot to do it in. So as long as they stay warm and dry, they'll do the trick.
Okay, so once you cut all these tops off and trim them,
yeah, I can show you.
What are you going to do with them?
You just need to lay them out somewhere where they've got good air circulation around them and it's warm enough. I kind of cheated. We had this old bench. It's an old outside bench that's slatted. So you get, I think you come closer, you get a lot of airflow through there, obviously. You don't want to put them right in the sun. Being in the shade is good because it's probably 80 degrees out here now. And you just want to set them on there. It really doesn't matter how you do it. You can do them that way if that works better. Down, like top down or bottom down, doesn't matter. Just leave a little bit of space between them, and I'm going to fill this whole thing up. After about a week, this top will dry up. It'll shrink a little bit, and the outside of it will get all like that, where it's all papery and dry. That's it.
Cool.
Pretty easy.
Do all onion farmers have big muscles like you? All right, guys. Well, you see how to save or extend the life of your onions. The Big Muscle Farmer. Bye.